Hey, wait, don't scroll yet. You need to hear this one. It's not just a story about money or pride, it's about dignity, fatherhood, and how life can turn around in ways you'd never expect. So sit back, listen till the end, and if this story touches your heart, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because stories like this, they remind us that kindness and resilience still matter. The restaurant was packed that Saturday evening. Warm lights glowed over polished wooden tables, laughter filled the air, and the clinking of glasses echoed with celebration. It was the kind of place where success dined, where confidence wore designer suits, and where people looked twice before deciding who was worth their attention. At one corner, a young father entered quietly, holding his little daughter's hand. She couldn't have been more than 6, tiny, with a red bow in her hair and a smile that could melt even the coldest heart. Her name was Lily. Her father Ethan wore simple clothes, a faded jacket, and the kind of tired eyes that told a story of long days and quiet sacrifices. "Daddy, can we sit by the window?" Lily asked, tugging his sleeve. Ethan smiled, brushing her hair back gently. "Of course, sweetheart." He guided her to a table near the big window where the evening sun spilled golden light across the floor. He pulled out a chair for her, placed her small backpack beside it, and sat down, just wanting a quiet meal with his daughter after another exhausting week. But before the waiter could even bring the menus, a group of 3 well-dressed people, 2 men and a woman, approached. They looked like executives, confident and loud. One of them, a tall man with slicked back hair, frowned when he saw Ethan and his daughter. "Excuse me," the man said sharply, his voice carrying across the room. "This table's reserved." Ethan looked up, polite but calm. "Oh, I didn't see any sign." "We can move if it's actually reserved." The woman in the group rolled her eyes. "Obviously, it is. This table's for VIP guests only." Lily looked confused, her smile fading. She clutched her father's hand under the table. Ethan could feel her little fingers tighten, the way she always did when she felt nervous. The tall man leaned closer, smirking. "You know, this place isn't really for people like you. There's a diner down the street. More your kind of place." For a second, silence fell around them. Nearby diners pretended not to hear, but their eyes flickered over in judgment or pity. Ethan's jaw tightened. He had heard words like that before years ago, when life was at its lowest point. But this time was different. He stood slowly, his chair scraping softly against the floor. He looked at his daughter, then at the group, and said evenly, "You're right. This table is reserved. For me." The man laughed, confused. "Excuse me?" Ethan met his eyes. "Yes. I own this place." For a second, no one spoke. The waiter froze mid-step, the group stared blankly, and Lily's eyes widened in surprise. The tall man blinked as if he didn't understand English anymore. Ethan reached into his pocket and pulled out a small black card. "Ethan Cole," he said calmly. "Owner of Maison Lily. Named after my daughter." The woman's mouth fell open. "Wait, you're the new investor Mr. Grayson was talking about?" "Not new," Ethan replied. "Just someone who worked his way up quietly." Lily giggled, tugging on his sleeve. "Daddy, you own this whole place?" He smiled softly at her. "Yes, sweetheart. Every corner of it." The waiter, realizing what had just happened, immediately came over. "Mr. Cole, I'm so sorry, sir." "I didn't." "It's fine," Ethan said kindly. "Just bring us 2 hot chocolates, please. And a slice of that chocolate cake Lily loves." As they sat again, the once arrogant group shifted awkwardly. Their confidence crumbled into shame. Ethan didn't look at them with anger or pride, just quiet composure. He'd been humiliated before in restaurants just like this, long before he had a penny to his name. But this moment wasn't about revenge. It was about showing his daughter something bigger, because years ago, Ethan wasn't a restaurant owner. He was a construction worker struggling to make ends meet after his wife passed away. Lily was just a baby then, and there were nights when he went hungry just to make sure she had enough milk. He'd work long shifts, come home exhausted, and still manage a smile for her. One day, while working a small side job fixing the kitchen of an upscale restaurant, he watched how the chefs worked. The smell of garlic, butter, and herbs filled the air. There was rhythm, teamwork, and beauty in it. Something inside him sparked that day. He asked questions. He watched. He learned. Slowly, he started cooking at home, experimenting late into the night. Burned dishes, failed recipes, it didn't matter. Lily was his little taste tester, sitting on the counter with a spoon in her hand. "Someday, Daddy," she once said with sleepy eyes, "you'll have your own restaurant. And I'll eat pancakes there every day." That promise kept him going through every setback, every rejection from investors who laughed at a single dad with no culinary school degree. But he kept refining his dream, saving every dollar, working side jobs, and one day, he finally did it. He opened Maison Lily, a place built from sweat, sacrifice, and love. And now, years later, as he sat in his own restaurant with the little girl who inspired it all, he wasn't angry at those who mocked him. He knew their kind. He had once been invisible to people like them. After they realized who he was, the arrogant trio came over, stumbling over apologies. "Sir, we didn't know, it was a misunderstanding." Ethan looked at them quietly. "You know, it's funny. People show their true selves when they think someone has nothing to offer them. Maybe next time, don't judge by appearance." He smiled, shook his head, and turned back to Lily. "Come on, sweetheart. Let's enjoy our cake." The group left red-faced, but Ethan didn't watch them go. His focus was on Lily's bright eyes, her laughter echoing softly through the restaurant. Later that night, when the lights dimmed and most customers were gone, Lily ran to the piano in the corner and pressed a few soft keys. "Daddy, can I tell people what you always told me?" she asked. He nodded. She smiled, standing on her tiptoes. "My daddy says, being kind doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to stay good when the world isn't." Ethan knelt beside her, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "That's right, baby girl." And that's the heart of this story, how a single dad, once humiliated and overlooked, built something beautiful not out of pride, but out of love and perseverance. So if you're going through hard times, remember Ethan and Lily. Remember that your worth isn't defined by what people see today, it's built by what you keep doing quietly, even when no one's watching, because one day, you'll walk into a room full of people who once doubted you, and they'll have no idea that you now own the place. If this story moved you even a little, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs hope tonight, and subscribe for more stories that remind us all kindness and courage can change everything.